Look, ladies, I have to really own up to something. And I think it's important that I let you know that I was wrong. I was very wrong. And I want to share and confess to everybody today about how wrong I was. Now, Blabs, you would say it's a day ending in Y. And
I would,
say,
yes.
I would say I definitely agree. Leaflet, and I'm about to apologize to you and everybody else.
Only Leaflet.
Only Leaflet, because I know Leaflet is the only one who comes to me when it comes to video game sales console predictions. Now, before the Switch 2 came out, my thought was that it wasn't different enough to warrant moms going out and buying the Switch 2. That was just something that I felt. I had seen some people saying, the price of the Switch 1 is much less than the Switch 2. It plays the same games. I'll just buy the Switch 1. And my thought was that the Switch 2 would start off strong and then kind of level off because people would see the side-by-side comparison. Well, that, my friends, has been blatantly, patently incorrect. And I was wrong. I don't apologize for it. I do not apologize for predictions. But this coming from Wario64, that Nintendo has revisited and revised the Nintendo Switch 2 sales forecast, upping it from 15 million units to 19 million units. They're expecting to sell 26% more than they thought they were going to sell at this point.
You know what's crazy about that, though, is it's actually really easy to get one. Like, I just saw stacks of them over at Costco. So maybe they're just logistically better. Because, like the PlayStation was really hard to get for, like, a really long time, right? Like, the new PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. Just seems kind of weird. Like, there's a lot of factors that could go into it, but it looked like to me that, like, the Switch wasn't selling that much.
Well, I think you nailed it. I think the availability of the Switch 2 has if it's there, people will buy it. And everyone was expecting, including me, for them to have not a lot. And that's actually, I went in saying I was not going to buy a Switch 2. And sure enough, my wife was at Target and she goes, "Hey, they have a Switch 2. Should I get it?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. Next time we're going to have an opportunity to do this," which turns out to be like the next day and the next day and every day after that because it's widely available. So I ended up picking up a Switch 2. Now, it has been a good investment because we've used it several times for several different events here. But with that said, I did not anticipate getting one. So I said this over on X, right? I said, this is not the first time I was wrong and won't be the last, but I was really wrong about the Switch 2. But I think the biggest thing with this, when you see Nintendo upping their forecast numbers from 15 million to 19 million, going up 26%. I know we love talking video game numbers here on the show, but the biggest thing that people should take out of this, because I am never wrong, is that this is the last major console innovation for Nintendo. And from here on out, you should expect a Switch 3, a Switch 4, a Switch 5, a Switch 6. Nintendo feels like they perfected the video game console with the Switch. And I don't foresee any major changes anytime soon for Nintendo's home video game consoles.
Hasn't Nintendo's strength always been their handheld consoles? Like,
sorry. No, go ahead. Go finish your thought.
I was saying they've always been killing it with that, like in terms of, like, they've always been underpowered, outgunned in terms of graphical quality, but they always had that handheld division that, like, nobody could touch them in, right? Like, none of the other, like, consoles were even close to, like, the Nintendo ones.
I'm glad you brought that up because I have this list of the best selling video game consoles of all time right here. And you will see that the number one video game console for Nintendo is the Nintendo Switch, but I would love, I'm sorry, is the Nintendo DS. But look who's literally right behind it here. You can see the DS here in second place all time behind the PlayStation 2, but the Switch still active. Look at the difference between units sold. The Switch is going to pass the DS probably by Christmas, and the Switch will become the second most sold console of all time. But yeah, you mentioned the handhelds for Nintendo, the DS, the Game Boy and Game Boy Color here, and the Game Boy Advance. I mean, these are, you're right. And they have, what Nintendo has done with the Switch is they have done everything they want. You have a handheld, you have a console, you have something you can play in your living room and on the go. And that is, and on top of that, you have Nintendo games. Like that's the biggest thing of all this. So
The funny thing is, it's not even like the first like console to conceptually do that. Like, do you remember the Nomad?
yeah, yep. The good old Nomad. Ugh. I'm just curious to see if the Nomad made this list. The Nomad. Let's find out. No, the Nomad did not make this list, unfortunately. But yeah, the Switch will become the #1 selling video game console of all time. It will pass the PlayStation 2 in time. Probably by the tail end of 2026, I would imagine. That will, and that'll be a big day. Now, the Switch 2, though, it's currently, it says 10.6 million, and it goes back to the original numbers. It was going to be like, what, 19 million they're looking to sell by the end of the year or whatever it was, by March or whatever it is. Like, that's going to move it up past the Wii U already, right behind the GameCube, and even the original Xbox. Wow, that is crazy. So, yeah, man, I was wrong. You were right. I was dumb. You were smart. I'm ugly. You're attractive. Okay, I get it. I was wrong. And I'm okay with that.
I got that timestamp for you, Sam.
Thank you. I think it's all needs to be established right here.
I'm dumb. You know the opposite when your boyfriend's trying to cheer you up, you're like, I am big, say it after me, and Craig's like, I'm just dumb.
Wait,
You guys
what?
never had that whole thing where the boyfriends try to cheer up their girlfriends, or like the memes on the internet, just like, repeat after me, I am big, and they're like, I am big, and like, I am brave. You guys never seen those memes?
Mm.
Alright, forget it. You've never seen the meme before where you have to repeat after the boyfriend, or like the dad to the little girl and everything like that? No? Forget it. It's fine. I'm cultured.
All right, listen, Leaflet, I don't know what we're going to do.
Chat literally says yes!
She's just talking. She's just yelling into the void right now. I don't understand what we're going to do with her. It's crazy. She just starts yelling and saying weird things. She just does it all the time. I'm sorry, Leaflet. I'd like to apologize for Blabs.
I am big and brave.
Okay. She just keeps saying these weird things. It's weird. This is part of her bipolarism over
I
here.
need those meds. Stat.
Get her the meds. All right.
Give me a higher dosage.
100 dosage. All right. So look, I was wrong. And now we can all move on. Obey YouTube. Watch this video. It's suggested for you.